How is my mic, Gupta ji? Can you give me a feedback? How is my audio?
Yeah, your audio is very good.
Okay, thank you.
It's very good.
Hello, welcome everyone to the webinar. Happy Thanksgiving Day for all this we're celebrating here in the United States. So here, today we have an interesting speaker, Mr. Vinoth Kumar. So Vinoth Kumar is a graceful healer,
Gupta ji,
optimal. Can you?
how is my audio?
Yeah, your audio is very good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Are you listening to my? Can you hear me, Vinoth? I think he's not hearing.
Yes, Dr. Shan, I'm able to hear you.
Okay.
There was some background noise
Okay.
while you're speaking.
Give me 1 sec.
Yes. I think it is from the live streaming. If it is being live streamed, I think that noise is from the live stream, YouTube live stream.
Okay, you can turn off the live screen. Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Siddha webinar series Wednesday. So today, very interesting talk, very experiential talk. The speaker today is Mr. Vinoth. Mr. Vinoth Kumar is a graceful healer, optimal living facilitator, natural health science educator, and he has his own institute that in the name of Vaagai life. He talks gives a lot of courses on and healing coaching sessions for healthy living. So I welcome today Mr. Vinoth Kumar. Please join us.
Thank you, Dr. Shan.
Yes. So share your childhood. You had we had wonderful. He's a faculty and also is a manager in different roles in the Siddha Multiversity, and he has made a very successful in creating we had a recent conference in Iowa, and around 200 people attended that conference from different parts, and it was a very successful in Maharishi International University. So Vinoth Kumar was a key person who was able to manage that, all from sitting in India. He was able to do that. So I welcome Mr. Vinoth. So he has a lot of experience himself. So you start with your own experience. Why did you choose this field? And what's your childhood experience? Can you share?
Thank you, Dr. Shan. Thank you for this opportunity to share my journey with the other people here. And so I've been a sick child, right? From very young age, I was sick. Um, I had appendicitis removed, and then I had rheumatoid arthritis when I was 11 or 12 years old. From that moment, I was sick, and then it continued for longer. Um so I was limiting myself in terms of movement, in terms of exploring various things because of my childhood challenges, and and I was continuing like that. I was relying on the conventional medicine. So my screen got turned off. I was relying on the conventional medicine, and so around 28 years, when I was 28 years old, I had another episode of challenge. where I got an autoimmune trigger called ankylosing spondylitis. So one fine day I was completely bedridden. So I had no clue how to come back to a normal life. And then I was starting to take 20 plus tablets every single day, all the anti-inflammatory steroids, sleeping pills, digestive antacids, supplements, many kind of medicines. I was not married that time, so I was running a startup. I was into a startup that time. So because of this trigger, I was completely bedridden, and then I had no hope for life. So I don't know how to face the next day. So that was my situation. So I was grown up as an independent person. I was trying to be independent from my childhood, but this particular event has made me dependent. So I was relying on my friends and family members to support me, even to go to washrooms and taking like taking food and all those things. Right, I was relying on my friends and family. So that is the first moment where I started thinking, how can I work on this? Till that point, the focus was more on taking support externally. But after this moment, I was reflecting on how can I take control over my health and well-being. So that is the primary. That is a pivotal point which helped me to go beyond relying on conventional medicine and then explore something on my own. And after landing, after exploring, after spending a lot of time in exploring that, I was not able to settle down with my startup. I was not able to continue my technology startup. So then this become my profession. So to answer you quickly, so this is my short story. So it took me 2.5 years to come back to my optimal state after this episode in August 2014. So it took me 2.5 years to start functioning fully, start working again, start being dependent, being independent. So then after going through the journey, whatever I was doing before was not making any sense. All the things I built in startup, all the consulting I have done in the past, it was not making any sense. So I decided to pursue this full time.
Wonderful. So why didn't you choose, the modern medicine and go with that? What was the problem? Like you have a problem, so mostly people will approach the modern
Yes.
medicine
So that
for
was the
everything.
immediate. Suggestion or the possibility I had. So when I was completely bedridden, so initially for the first few days, I was thinking that it is going to settle down on its own. I was thinking of a muscle spasm or something of that sort, but it was not settling down. Then my friends and people around me took me to a conventional hospital, like regular hospital around my locality. In my locality, they took me to a orthopedician. What is it? Orthopedician, right? So and they suggested diclofenac and all the regular medications for first few days, and I got relieved from the pain for 4 hours. Then I got it again. So this was happening for few days. Then the next step, they took me to a full-fledged hospital, and then I got admitted. There I was treated with uh, what is it? Treated by physiotherapists and spine experts and other people, right? But I was not recovering for 10 days. 10 full days they treated me, but I was not recovering. Then a rheumatologist visited me, and then he did his diagnosis, and then he gave a label to that condition. Then I was diagnosed with autoimmune. So after diagnosed with autoimmune, so they suggested me with a lot of steroids and what is it, anti-inflammatory uh, and supplements and all the medications they shared before. So initially, I was not able to find any other options, so I started taking the medication. But those medications was causing various other side effects. So then I visited a doctor after a few months for a review. Then they suggested biologics, something called biologics, and they also asked me to read about it. The moment I read about the biologics, I decided I'm not going to take this. So there are a lot of warnings saying that this might compromise your immune system. You might have other challenges. You might develop other challenges and all those things. Then I decided uh, why to make it more complicated. What are the other options available? That is the first moment where I started looking for other options. Till the point, it is more of a reaction which was happening from my side and from my family side to help me to help myself. But after like visiting, after understanding that these medications are not helping me immediately, these medications are not helping me solve the problem, but to manage the problem. So so that was the major moment where I was, and especially after reading about biologics, I strongly decided that so this is not going to help me. uh, I hope I answered your question, Dr. Shan.
So somebody in your family might have been a influencer. Probably it's a gene, or for
There is this
example, my
mm,
my grandfather had certain qualities, right? And I know that I got those qualities from that particular gene. So like that, do you think somebody in your family is very much into the ancient knowledge, or they would like to go natural way from your paternal? Do you
I don't know how I
remember?
got this. I don't know how I got this perspective. But the moment I become sick in when I was 10, 11 years, when the moment I was removed, the appendicitis got removed, something happened within me. And then I started becoming curious about learning about Siddha medication, herbs, and natural foods and all those things. And but I was not considering that as a primary source of healing. I was curious. I was learning about it. I was trying to understand what it is. I was trying to explore many perspectives around it. I read uh, Back to the Land. I read this One Star Revolution from Masanabu. I was exploring a lot of organic farmers, where they talk about not only the healing the soil, but they also talk about healing the body. So they try to bring in this analogy, right? Metaphor, how healing the soil is something similar to healing the body. So I was developing all those perspectives, but I was not able to immediately access that knowledge. And I was also exploring vipassana and the other um subtle tools to work with myself. So much before this episode happened in when I was 28 years old in August 2014, I was preparing myself unconsciously. I was gaining all this knowledge. I was gaining all these insights. And then after this incident happened, I got into the reaction zone for some time. Then I started waking up. I understood that this route is not helping, so I have to find something beyond this. Then all these things started coming back to me. So especially this idea, right? This idea from Kaniyan Pungutranar, which says "Tidum nandrum pirar taravara," which means no one can bring in disease or health to you. You can only bring in health, disease or health to me. Then I started reflecting, if I am the one who has created this disease, if I am the one who is responsible for creating this disease, how can I take responsibility for bringing back health? So, by asking myself these questions, I was able to revisit my learnings in the past, and then start integrating that into my health and in my life. Till that point, it was only a knowledge, but this one statement which made me to realize, how can I start working on my health? How can I become responsible for my health?
Okay. So, so you're saying that if there was a system like how we had a modern system, then
Mm.
probably you would have gone to that system. So
Yes.
in India, even though we have this whole ancient knowledge, we don't
Mm.
have a system, right?
Yes. Mm.
So we cannot like claim, and then we also underestimate. Why do you think we underestimate our own medical system?
Mm.
Why? What do you think would be a
So maybe
possible?
because of uh, there can be multiple reasons. So one of the reasons I'm saying is the authenticity of the practitioners, right? Even though they have a lot of wisdom, they have a lot of knowledge, the way they practice, the way they what is it? The way they get carried away with other modern ideas, right? So that is something which is very common. I met a lot of Siddha and Ayurveda doctors as well during this episode, but all of them try to navigate it from a allopathic perspective. And then instead of the allopathic anti-inflammatory, they are suggesting me Ayurvedic anti-inflammatory. So they were not addressing the root cause. So they were trying to buy the same idea of allopathy. So there is nothing wrong in any system, but instead of using their own knowledge, using their own navigation in understanding this condition, they're just using the label which is given from a particular system and then trying to use their own medicine. So that is what I've seen in the beginning. I was not able to connect to authentic or master practitioners in Ayurveda or Siddha during that time. It was more of a, those people are very common. They got graduated from the medical school. Instead of allopathic MBBS school, they got graduated from a Siddha or Ayurveda school. And then they got hijacked with the idea of allopathic navigation. I think that is one of the common challenge we have. And the other challenge is in terms of uh, their own clarity in addressing this challenge, right? So they when someone is labeled as this condition cannot be cured, this person cannot be cured, all the most of the, I don't want to call it as all the practitioners, most of the practitioners just take that idea, just make it as a constant. They also decide that this person cannot be cured. Then they get into this, how can I just support this person to manage the condition? I was not able to settle down with that idea. I was not interested in managing my condition. Instead, I was interested in experiencing the health, experiencing coming back to my older state of health. That is what I was interested in. So these are some of the challenges I'm seeing. So if I like to ask the same question to you, Dr. Shan, what do you think the primary reason for people immediately choosing allopathy or the tools which is not offering a cure?
Well,
From your perspective.
one of the first thing that I think about is the way how medical system was formed, or the whole science concept was formed. See, when science was formed, right? So we had so what is science? Science is nothing but a logic set, right? Any logic that we set for see, for example, a difference between a religion and the science is like somebody gives you some ash, sacred ash, like vibhuti, right? And they tell, you put this, you will be fine, you activate in every day, but that is the religion. He doesn't say how it cures, right? But if you could tell them, this is a Tilatakala Varmam, there is a Marmam here. If you activate and do this, this many times, you will have they talk about the femtobiology of your body, then there is a science involved in it, right? So the science and religion, what in the Western system, see, scientists, scientific fields were there, all the people in this world, every tradition had a science and religious aspect of it. In the Western system, they identified and separated 350 years back. They identified their science and their religion. So what they thought was, because we separated the religion, so we have a science now. So this is a global science. But everybody had that kind of a global science. So we, in our tradition, there is two big traditions in India, right? It's all the same. It's like a mother and father tradition, right? Siddha and Ayurveda. That science is built from, like, it's a completely, that's a medical science. There are other sciences, but this medical science, there is a religious aspect and a non-religious spiritual aspect. If you remove that, there is a science there.
Yes.
That science, first thing, we haven't done that. We did not develop a separate scientific field. Second, this thing took over so much, the colonism, when British colonized, they make sure, this is the knowledge you should have. because they couldn't understand. This was very complicated what these people are talking, yogis and all. So it was too much for them to understand that. And it was like a true science. So they put this science on top of it. And that's what suppressed. Not only in India, many cultures this happened. So now this is time. I think that, even though we blame the practitioners because they have no other options, the practitioners cannot be blamed. It is the responsibility of the whole government to claim this, strongly claim as this is an independent indigenous science. They have, see, the government has not analyzed this way. Either in the state government or Indian government, they haven't analyzed in a bigger picture of science and technology. What they've done is, okay, we have to prove everything from a Western perspective. That's what the other people are doing. All the practitioners are doing this.
Yes.
So because everybody says that when you have a Western way of looking at things, you are proving, then you talk. Otherwise, you don't talk. So that perspective is the problem.
Yes.
So shifting that perspective is one of the key things that we are doing in our Siddha Vedas. The main core is to shift that perspective. There is an
Yes.
indigenous knowledge. It needs to be learned from an indigenous perspective, right? So that's where I'm coming. So there is a lot of things. So yeah.
So instead of integration of the perspectives, what is happening is they get carried away, and we cannot blame. Yes, as you said, we cannot blame the practitioners because that is what they learned, that is what they understood. It is important for the larger organizations like government or like individuals who are powerful enough to bring in this knowledge. And so many times it looks like it. The other challenge I'm thinking is it is also not so straightforward, right? So many times when we navigate from a holistic perspective, the disease is not straightforward. If there is an inflammation, it is not actually inflammation. It can be a thought which is triggering an emotion which is causing inflammation. It can be a life situation which is making the person get disturbed and which is causing inflammation. It is not straightforward inflammation which we are treating from a holistic perspective, but it is the life itself. So we go deep as much as possible and then understand what is it which is causing this inflammation, what is it which is causing this disturbance in the homeostasis. So it is not easy to go deep, but it is important to go deep, at least for the people who are going through chronic ailments, which is considered as incurable, which they're not getting any answer from, which they are struggling to, which for so many years. It is important for them to go deep and then understand what is it in my life or in my mind which is causing this disturbance, so that this can be overcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Shan, for your
Exactly.
perspectives.
So the idea that you were talking about is like in
Mm,
ancient science, we
mm,
have these concepts called the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the body types, right? So Pitta is the kind of thing that causes the inflammation. Inflammation is kind of the heat principle. It's a heat
mm,
principle, right? It's blowing up locally, so the way, there are so many methods of, like, not just for the particular treatment. That kind of treatment approach is a very wrong approach, because that's a Western approach. That is called the linear method. Western approach means one root cause. Okay, this is what is causing inflammation. Give this kind of it's a drug delivery, and this will
mm,
go and attack that.
mm,
Siddha Ayurveda are not like that. In principle, this is a compound model, but we are not using compound model. All the people who treated you did not use a compound model. They looked into linear model. Again, did the same thing. They made a medicine out of the same herb and gave you like a thing, that will not work out. So the 360 model is to look into the holistic perspective, 360, where all the things that are contributing to that particular pitta inflammation, we need to take care in terms of your food, your activity, how you are aligning with the things, the nature of your thinking, process, everything. So with this holistic 360-degree, then if you take a particular herb, that particular herb will do many things. One particular herb can use, depending on what medium you use, you can solve a number of problems. That's how our thing. It's not like your reductionism mechanism where you take curcumin, for example. You You break down and then you can see this is the component, and then that is only doing everything. No, that's not the
Yes.
perspective we are looking at. So this perspective is missing, and this is what we need to incorporate and strongly be in this system. So we need to create a medical system in a bigger way, right? Until we cannot announce this basically, but we have to make a committee that will define the rules of this. We need a new science, medical science system. We definitely need a modern people also here, like modern people who have good interest in building our ancient science, because there are modern things help. Like we cannot blame modern science. In a way, modern science helped a lot of things in understanding, using the words, in bringing this. See, now I'm giving the way same Marma treatment. I call it femtoneurobiology. Femtoneurobiology, right? This is an advanced biology. So the same Marma only, but it's called femtoneurobiology. I call some things like with using Vilak, I call it holistic photomedicine, because the only wordings are different. But when we able to explain in a way that we can understand in a modern way, that's it, science. Science means logic only. This logic may not be true. Logic may not be true. Logic just convinces you. Logic is a step towards, you're talking about God. God is not a consciousness or God. It's just talking doesn't mean anything. It is only you can become. But that logic, you have to have that logic to, get into that, right? Even though it doesn't make sense, it'll eventually make sense. So the truth, goes in that step only. So coming to your thing, so then you suffered, and something like sometimes when we lose hope, like nothing is there, then that is the time I think realization happens. There is a bigger power, right? The connections,
Yes.
right? That is the real realization. We get something, okay, this all, my mother cannot help, my dad cannot help, doctors cannot help, all the herbs cannot help. Now the original knowledge comes, the inner. This is called the, Siddha, right? Inside. So that is coming out, right? And that is when the truth comes, it'll give you light. So share a little bit of that experience that you got at that moment of that willpower.
So, yes,
Yeah.
it is. After this particular event, there was no hope. So there is no hope in terms of I cannot continue my business and technology consulting. I cannot continue my startup. I cannot earn money because I have to be in bed most of the times. I was not married that time, so I cannot live a life. So there was no hope for life. Then these medicines are also not helping. So the medicines, a lot of medicines has been integrated, but I was not getting better. I was not getting any further better. Then the only way out is to spend time with myself. So I was sitting, I was lying down, I was not able to sleep. So the only way is to reflect. Just to engage myself, I started reading books. I started reading something from online, from books. I brought a lot of books. And then, so I was also understanding how can I heal myself? What are the other possibilities we have? I was searching into internet and then trying to have a conversation with other people. Then this idea, right? I already shared this, but I'm going to share it again. This idea came to me through a book. It is a divine's message for me. That moment was divine's message for me. You are trying to. I was trying to solve my problem from external sources, from herbs, from medicines, from other people, with the support of other people. But this quote said, "Tidum nandrum pirar taravara," which means you are the one who has created this disease. You are the one who can come back to health. That was my realization that time. Then I was reflecting. It was very hard. I am already in pain. I am already struggling so much, and this idea also started burdening me. It started putting me into guilt. So for some time, for quite some time, then I started realizing a sudden shift in the perspective happened. If I can be responsible for my sickness, I can also be responsible for my health. How can I be responsible for my health? So that is the pivotal moment. This one idea, right? It's one idea which brought in a different perspective. Now the searching outside stopped. Instead, I started understanding what are the things I'm doing which is causing my sickness. How can I remove it from my life? So this was it was very amateur idea, and then I was reflecting in a note with a pen and paper. I was writing how many number of teas and coffees I am drinking, and how I am compromising my sleep, how I am getting disturbed with a lot of outside situations. So I was creating a list of things which is disturbing me, which is disturbing my health and happiness. Then I was starting to work with all these items slowly and steadily. Then I came across the Facebook post saying that there is an event happening in Chennai, a natural health science event happening in Chennai by Dr. Arun Sharma. That time I was not able to walk. I was in a situation where I was not able to walk. Then one of my friend took me to the facility and then admitted me there. Admitted in the sense it is not a hospital kind of admission. They just set my bed and other things in the camp, and then I started learning by lying down in bed. So I started learning it from Dr. Arun Sharma, where he was talking about this idea, right? Light is real. This is a perspective. So I like to ask this question to all the participants here. How can you bring in light in this room? So I'm sitting in a room where it is lighted enough. How can I bring in darkness into this room? Kindly type it in the chat box or unmute yourself and then share. How can you bring in darkness into this room, this particular room where I'm sitting?
Through thoughts.
Sorry?
Just turn up.
Through thoughts.
Through thoughts. How can I, how to do it through thoughts? I'm not aware. Kindly explain.
So the light, in the sense, through thoughts,
No,
you can.
I'm talking about the physical light. The physical light. Right?
Okay.
Physical light. Yes.
Yes. Switch off the light, right?
Switch off. I can switch off the light. Or if it is a natural light, then I can close the windows, close the screen, and then so that the light will not enter into this room, right? Okay, now the darkness has come to this room. How can I remove the darkness from this room?
Putting
the
some
light.
candle oning the candle, or
I need to switch on the light, I need to switch on the candle, or I need to bring in the natural light source into this room, right?
yeah.
In both the situation, what am I dealing with? Am I dealing with darkness or light? Am I bringing in darkness and removing darkness, or am I removing light and then bringing in light? What is that I'm dealing with? Am I dealing with light or am I dealing with darkness in both the situation?
It's a neutral thing.
Dealing
You're
with
not dealing. You're
No,
not dealing
what
with.
I'm accessing? What I'm accessing, is it light or yes?
Light.
Right.
You're accessing an oxygen and fire.
I'm accessing the switch, right? If it is the electric light, I'm accessing switch. And then
Electricity.
I'm switching
Yeah,
off
that's
or switching on that using the switch, right? Switching off or switching on the light using the switch, right? In both the situation, I'm only trying to have control over the light. If I'm trying to develop control over the darkness, if I'm thinking that darkness is an object and then trying to remove it from this room, is it possible without accessing
No.
light?
No.
Yes. So this is what happens in all the medical systems, right? So many a times, disease is nothing but this is equivalent to darkness. We are trying to master disease. We are trying to control disease. We are trying to manage disease. We are trying to change disease, which is not possible. The more we chase darkness, it is an endless journey. We cannot do anything about it. But the moment we switch on the light, the moment we start focusing on the health and well-being, then a lot of things can be changed. The darkness leaves on its own. So this is the perspective I learned from Dr. Arun Sharma. So till that moment, right, it is the darkness which I was chasing. How can I heal myself? How can I remove my inflammation? How can I like handle my disease? These are the things I was trying to understand. But this moment, right, how can I become little more healthier than yesterday? How can I become little more happier than before? So how can I start living well in my life? So there is a massive shift in the way I started thinking and then understanding my body, mind, and life after this analogy. Darkness is not an entity, light is an entity. Disease is not an entity. Health is an entity. Disease is a perspective. Absence of light is darkness. Absence of health is disease. So the only focus, whatever I understood it, the only focus should be on health and well-being, not on the disease. Even if you are going through chronic disease, chronic pains and challenges, degenerative conditions, you have to shift your focus to health and well-being. Let the practitioners deal with the disease. So I tell this to all my clients. If you are working with a doctor, let them deal with the disease. Let them deal with the label. Let them give you medicines. But your primary focus should be on health and well-being. So this is one of the major shift which has happened to me in January 2015. Yes, Dr. Shan, over to you.
Wonderful, wonderful. See, this is a very, very important thing, you know. So because every day we think about the guilt is formed because we are looking at what we did not, you know, do wrong things, right? And we are concentrating, we're chasing every day, you know, this has happened, you know, I wanted to treat that or past. But that's a useless, it's a waste of time, right? And some people talk about karmas, and karma is a never-ending process. But instead, if we keep on doing looking at the light, light will take over. Light is powerful. It's powerful than anything else, right? So that is a very, very important point. I think that is what we need to focus now, instead of looking at what has happened to dealing with the things. As you give the more and more light, the darkness will go away. And that's a very good perspective.
Yes.
And it's wonderfully said. And we'll now allow our other participant to also ask some questions.
Sir, actually, Shan sir, where is he from? He's from?
I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm from Vellore, Tamil Nadu.
Okay, Tamil Nadu. So, தமிழ்ல நம்ம கொஞ்சம் பேசலாமா?
I'm not
So
sure
we
how
need to,
much others will,
Kiran, for the, you know,
for the sake of
everybody's
others.
benefit.
Other
you know.
audience.
Yeah,
Other
okay,
audience.
kindly. Yeah, you can use some Tamil phrases, but you can.
So
if you
actually,
want.
what he is saying, everything is the thing is actually the yogic term, right? What he said right now, everything is a yogic term. Yogis can follow, or the person who is very involved in spirituality, they can follow. So now you just think about me. I'm a general audience. I'm a general common person, like my kind of persons. So they are not believed on yogic. They can't go for yogic term, or they can't go for that kind of spirituality thing. They are mixed with this community, and they are running for money, and they are trying to live their life. They are trying to upgrade their life. The source of money. So they can't go for this kind of a thing. What you are saying, they will go for the next immediate resource. I want the next resource immediately. You can't focus on that kind of thing. What you are saying, right? So what is your answer for them?
The answer is very simple. The pain will guide you. So immediate reaction for this, when they get a pain, right? When they get a chronic condition, the immediate reaction will be to find a shortcut, to find anti-inflammatory, to find some steroids, to find some immediate relief, right? But what will happen is you will feel relieved for some time, then you develop the pain again. Your pain gets renewed again. Then you again try to find another option. Then you get relieved for some time. Then the pain gets renewed again. So this process keeps happening till you wake up to truth. So life, it is only life's intervention, right? It is not, I don't see it as a physical disease. I see it as a life's intervention for you to feel more connected, for you to feel more aligned. So this pain is not a physical pain which I had. It is a process in which life has brought me to a better state. Life is helping me to tap into my true potential. So the more you feel distracted, you definitely feel relief for some time. But after that time, right, after 24 hours or after a week's time, or the moment the drug stops working, the pain gets renewed, right? Then what happens is, then they start searching for other option, and then they get tired. The more they try shortcuts, they get exhausted, they get burnt out, they get into a kind of a deep boredom, because they feel no hope for life. That is the moment they get guidance from within.
Okay.
Okay.
When you are
So what?
influencing this yogic term, when you are influencing this yogic term to the common people, like
Yes.
for example, I can I can give some small example from my life. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm a musician. Okay. I'm a
Yes. Yes.
musician. So
Yes.
in ancient time, our ancestors, they introduced the word Sanskrit. Okay.
Mm,
They
mm.
introduced Sanskrit, but the common civilians, they don't understand Sanskrit. Okay.
Yes.
They don't understand Sanskrit, and they don't understand the scientific term of the mantras and omkaras from the Sanskrit.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Purandaradasar and the ancient sages, what they did, they
Mm.
introduced the music, which is
Mm.
called a music. It's another term of Sanskrit. So
Okay.
what they did a lot of ragas and lot of several types of ragas. It
Mm.
has unique way what Sanskrit is exactly doing. That
Mm.
music is also doing the same thing, but civilians
Yes.
can easily access that.
Access. Yes.
They can access that. Okay, by
Yes.
singing in a, like when harvesting something or when doing something, they will sing, because singing is a
Yes.
natural hobby, not a hobby. அவங்க லைஃப் டைம்ல ஒண்ணா இருந்தது.
Yes.
ஓகேவா,
Yes. I understand.
பாடுறதுங்கிறது. So
Yes.
they can easily access that, and also they get so much of remedy from that.
Yes.
But what he said, they said, you just sing this, you just sing this. They didn't
Yes.
give the proper,
Yes.
if you are singing, as Shan sir said, if you are keeping vibhuti, it activates your nadi. Okay,
Yes.
they didn't say that. Just sing this in your life. It will
Yes.
become good. So
Yes.
in that manner, do you have any option
So there
for
is a framework in which we work. So we have a protocol. We have a framework through which we work with our clients. So this consists of 7 pillars, right? So the 7 pillars are like. So I'll quickly share the 7 pillars. If you want to make a note, please make a note. The first
Yeah.
pillar is ample exercise. Like it is basically to move yourself, move your body as much as possible. I'm not talking about practice yoga. I'm not talking about go to gym. I'm not suggesting any modality, but I'm just talking about move yourself on a consistent, on a daily basis. Whatever kind of movement which inspires you. If you enjoy Tai Chi, you should practice Tai Chi. If you enjoy yoga, you should practice yoga. If you enjoy martial arts, you should practice martial arts. So that is the kind of movement you should engage in. The second is adequate rest. You should have enough rest on a daily basis. Your body and mind has to be rested well, right? So that is the second pillar. The third pillar is positive foods. So your mind itself will know from whatever you learn from all the school books and college books and people around you, right? Social media, other things, right? Your mind already knows your mind has already classified certain food as healthy food and certain food as unhealthy food, right? You should at least follow those rules from your existing intellect. I can definitely talk about what is healthy food. That is a different story. But you know this is healthy food, but you still don't take it. You know this is unhealthy food, but you still take it. So there is a conflict within yourself. Can you see that? I know this is
Yeah.
unhealthy, but I still take it. I know this is healthy, but still don't take it. So this conflict has to be resolved. So instead of understanding what is healthier food, focus on resolving your own conflict. If you know this is healthy food, start taking it. If you know this is unhealthy food, stop taking it, right? That is the third pillar. The fourth pillar is positive and balanced mind. Many times we get influenced by a lot of things around, and then we start developing this stress, we start developing fear and all those things, right? If you find something which can help you to relax yourself. So there is this idea from Eckhart Tolle which is around pain body, right? The pain body can renew itself. You don't need to do anything. Assume you have a pain body which got developed over years from generations, and then now this particular day you are feeling very good, you're not having any pain. Then the mind will naturally go and find a conflict in your life, or conflict through a news, conflict in a, you start watching a painful movie, very very horror movie or a thriller movie. Then you develop the pain again, you renew that pain again. So unless you are conscious enough, unless you are using your mind to do good things, you naturally renew the pain. Even if you have a very good day, very happy day, you renew the pain on without unconsciously. So you should find things which inspires you. That is the fifth pillar. So that is where the music comes, that is where all the art forms comes, that is where dance comes, that is where the visual arts comes. You should do something which inspires you. You should have a hobby. You should do something which you are passionate about. When you do keep doing that, your conflict comes down, your alignment gets better, your mind body alignment gets better. Or else what will happen is you feel so disoriented in your body and mind. Your mind tells you something, your body wants something, there is a conflict within. So the fifth pillar is inspired actions, right? The sixth pillar is environment. So many times we blame the environment, right? The family is not supportive, the house is not supportive, the geographical location is not supportive. Instead of blaming the environment, you understand how can I contribute to the environment? How can I help my parents to feel better? How can I help my partner to feel better? How can I help my child to feel better? How can I help my improvise my the quality of environment I live in? Maybe I can remove some objects, I can bring in some objects, maybe I can paint it again. So a lot of things can be done with environment. We can remove all the things which is not sparking joy. We can let go few things which is not useful anymore from the house, right? We can connect with friends who are like-minded, who are supportive enough. So this is the sixth pillar, right? And the seventh pillar is called interventions as necessary. Sometimes you might need help from a meditation teacher. Sometimes you might need help from a chiropractor. Sometimes you might need help from a bachelor practitioner. So this is the seventh pillar. So even if you're not able to understand yourself deeper and then get into a journey of health and well-being, you can use these 7 pillars as much as possible. You can use at least 2 or 3 pillars to start working on your health. This will help you to get started. And what will happen is when you get started, your alignment gets better. Your body, mind, and soul start to get aligned better. Then your influence, you'll not get hijacked with the influence outside. Instead, you start working on the things which inspires you. Okay, I like to do this, let me do this. So there is some YouTube streaming echo is coming to me.
There's some echo is there, yeah.
Okay, so the alignment gets better. So I like to call it as align with nature. You start aligning with your true nature. That is where you become a yogi. It is not you yourself feel more connected. You access your inner intelligence. You feel more intuitive. You feel more creative, and then you start mastering your body, mind, and life. So this phase comes. So all this happens in the journey. But in the beginning, it is more of a protocol. Eat this diet, do this exercise for 1 hour, meditate for 1 hour, sit for vipassana for 1 hour. So it looks like a standard protocol. But over a period of time, you develop this inner mastery where you will be able to switch off your inflammation with or without anti-inflammatory, with or without diet, with or without meditation. Because the root cause is not all these things, but the root cause is something. It is lack of alignment. Why I was getting this autoimmune, right? Because I was not aligned. I was so much distorted. My mind was telling something, my body was telling something, my life was telling something. So there is a chaos within myself, with my own life. When the chaos got settled, the inflammation got settled. And these are tools: exercise, diet, sleep, positive balanced mind, anything to do with positive balanced mind, environment. All these are tools to achieve this, reach this point. Did I answer your question, Kiran?
Yeah, that's
Can
perfect.
Well, I
can
think
I
Gupta ji, yeah, before Gupta
Yes,
ji
Gupta ji.
can go, I just wanted to give this one statement, what we're talking about, 7 pillars. The problem now is, how to get these people listen to the 7 pillars. That is the biggest challenge now.
Yes,
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
audience for the 7
Yes.
pillars is the biggest challenge now. Bringing in the
Yes.
audience to
Yes.
listen to the 7 pillars, right? That itself is a difficult we have. Like as Kiran said, people are in normal people means we all are normal people only. What is the big deal? There's nothing normal and abnormal is not there. People
Yes.
The 7
will
pillars
not
are
see
just
there. How
a
many people are
established
coming
way
and
of the
listening
yogic
to
term, that's
this,
all.
right?
Yes.
How many people are
Yes.
listening to this? It's a
Yes.
very few percentage of people. Even if you advertise, do everything possible, only a few people will be focused.
Mm.
And coming to the core will be very, very little people only. I mean, very little group that can come into the core,
Yes.
right? But,
Yes.
so we need to, usually we think of changing the world, but I think we should start changing ourselves.
Yes.
And because we need to shift towards, the more we think about changing the world, it's never going to happen.
Yes.
Because we are still in the periphery only. There is much deeper thing to
Yes.
go inside.
Yes.
There is a center core. as we shift to the center, I think that is where we need to focus.
Yes.
Other things will happen automatically. So
Very true.
that's where we need to do, because we always think that, okay, why people are not doing that? Why people are not doing that? People will be like that. We are also
But
people, right?
They will not be able to do. They will
Exactly.
definitely not be able to do, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, Gupta ji, you
the
can.
journey is only within. Just to add to or reflect with what Dr. Shan and Kiran has shared, right? So the journey is definitely not outside. It is not about changing the world or changing someone in front of you. It is all about changing something within. You become the light and let people consume the light. So people will start getting drawn to the light. When you have a pain and challenge, and when you start working with yourself, at least the people here, right, the 14 people here, if you start finding ways to start working with yourself, just close your eyes and then feel the pain for a moment. Just set an intention to feel healthier, become happier in life, or just take one action today, one inspired action today, or just listen to your own inner needs. I want to do this for so many years now. Let me do this right now. So the more you feel connected within yourself, then your consciousness gets better. You become little more conscious than before. And then the more you become little more conscious than before, the people around you start feeling little more better. So you become a source of light for your own family, for your own community. So this is how the light can be shared with many more people. It is not like, let me install light in you. That is not possible. People will be drawn to the light. The more they go through the pain of darkness, the more we go through the physical pain or relationship pain or financial pain, naturally they will be drawn to darkness. That is what happened to me. This phase was there for me for so many years. From 2010 to 2014, I was struggling from various ways. I was having challenges in the startup. I was trying hard to prove myself or earn enough money. Then I had sleep deprivation. I had conflicts with a lot of people around me and conflicts with the whole world itself, right? Then after this pain, everything got shifted. The only thing which happened to me is I started sitting with pain. I was not interested in relieving the pain for this particular day. Instead, I was sitting with the pain. Why this pain is coming to me? Maybe that can be the very first question. Fully feeling the pain for 1 minute, for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, whatever it is possible for, whatever time it is possible for you, you can start doing that, and that will start guiding you towards health and well-being, and it will start directing you to a better world. So thank you, Dr. Shan. Gupta ji,
Yeah, Dr. Gupta ji.
Yeah, so this is very, very good. I mean, you've shared your experience and you're giving a solution. But what I see is 99% of the people, they just want somebody to tell them, do exactly this, and your pain will be gone. Do exactly this, and your bone will be set back to normal.
Yes.
That's all they want. So really, we need a system of health coaches who have experienced all this, who understand all this, and who are able to lead others. So that's what we need. So I mean, you're one of the health coaches. So if somebody wants to work with you, what is the best way for them to work with you? Because they need reminder. I mean, you'll have to remind them, oh, have you done the first pillar, the second pillar, which pillar are you on, etc., right? People want somebody guide them. So do you have a method where people can work with you and
I have my own programs. They can follow me on Instagram and then know more about it. But see, my approach is not seven. I don't start with 7 pillars. So just to answer Kiran, since you asked a specific question, I answered a specific answer. How to work with it from a traditional, a conventional perspective, like just like how they go to dietitian, how they go to a gym coach or someone, right? Just like that, I shared the 7 pillars, but I don't start working with 7 pillars. I start working with something called uh, expansion of consciousness. So that is my foundation. When someone comes to me and then tells me that I have a problem, I have physical pain, I have relationship challenge, I have financial challenge, I have whatever challenge they have, then what I do is I make them sit with the pain every single day. And then ask them this particular question: what is the one simple inspired action you can take right now around this pain? Then they will come up. So maybe all of us can do this exercise. If some of you can unmute or switch on your video, we can do this exercise, right? live exercise. This
Let's
might
do it.
this might
Let's
change
do
your
it.
life. Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. I am ready.
Yes. So
My
think of one of your pain in your life. Think of one of your pain in your life. Thank you, Anu.
my
Yeah.
business.
It could be
Okay.
physical, other
It can be
pain also,
physical. It
like
can
it
be
could be
any pain,
something
relationship,
emotional pain or
business,
yeah.
finance, whatever it is, right?
Finance.
My
Pick
business.
any business, right? Anu, have you picked something in your mind? You don't need to
Yes.
share it with people. Just think of it, right?
I did.
Theo, okay. Just close your eyes and fully feel it. What it is doing to your life? Feel it. Don't think about it. Feel it. Just close your eyes. Feel the pain. Feel how your body is. Just observe how your body is feeling. Observe how your mind is now. Just open your eyes and then quickly reflect. How are you feeling?
So, like, I'm saying when you said the things, right? I'm just feeling the pain and observing the stuff. I'm getting a lot of thinking.
Okay. Now what you should do is instead of thinking, you just again focus on the body. Thinking, what will happen is you'll think about the solutions. You'll think about the problem. You should not do that. Instead, you should feel the pain. Many times we try to solve the problem using your intellect, but this is a different exercise. You should feel how your body is feeling, right? Anu, have you tried it? Just close your eyes, Kiran. Instead of thinking, just feel it. You have a business problem. You have challenge in your business. Just see how your body is feeling by thinking of this, by knowing that you have a problem, by paying attention to your problem. How your body is feeling right now? Anu, Abhinaya, how your body is feeling right now?
Little sad.
Sad. Okay, what is happening to your body? Is it getting stiff? Is it getting tight?
Yes. Yeah. I
Are
noticed
you
that.
feeling discomforts in your body?
இது லைக் எப்படி சொல்றது ஒரு மாதிரி ஹார்டா இருக்கு.
Tightness. There is a tightness. There is a stiffness. Where it is?
In the
Very
face,
hard.
especially in the face.
Okay, Anu, you are having it in your face. Kiran, where are you having?
The heart
In your
portion.
heart, chest region, right? Okay. Just shake yourself. Shake it out. Just relax yourself.
This?
Yes, yes. Just do
Okay.
this. Just set an intention that you are going to relax and release.
Okay.
Relax and release this pain.
அது என்னதுன்னா லைக் சைக்காலஜிக்கலி எனக்கு என்னன்னா இப்போ நீங்க
No, don't
சொன்ன
think, don't think,
விஷயங்கள்
don't think, don't think. Please, just let us complete the exercise. Don't think. I don't want your thinking mind to take over. Just relax
Okay.
and release. If you want to breathe out, breathe out. Abhinaya, relax and release. Okay. Now remove the crown. Remove the crown. Surrender your ego self to the higher self. You're not going to think this time. Assume there is a crown in your head. Your crown thinks that you can solve all the problems. Now you are not going to solve the problem. Just visualize a crown in the head and then remove it and then drop it. Drop it in the feet of higher consciousness. Right? Now close your eyes again. Close your eyes again. What is the one simple inspired action I can take right now in the next 2 minutes towards this particular pain? The pain in the business, pain in the body, pain in the relationship, whatever it is. What is the one simple inspired action I can take in the next 2 minutes around this pain? The moment you get an answer, open your eyes, go and take that action.
Yeah.
Have you got an action, Kiran? Just go and take it. Don't tell me anything. Just go and take that action and then come back. Anu, have you got an answer?
I got confused.
Kumar?
Like,
Okay,
I should
let's do
not.
it again.
I should not thought about it, or
No, you can share. What is the answer you got?
I should not thought about it.
I should not think. You should not think about it.
Yeah, I should not think about it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Kumar?
So just close your eyes again. Ask yourself, what is the one simple inspired action I can take right now to feel better?
Kumar, can I ask a question?
Is it Theo?
Yeah.
So let us complete this exercise, Theo, and then
Okay.
I'll for questions. Thank you. Anu, have you got an answer?
I still got the same one.
Same answer. Okay. At least for now you can relax. We'll do it sometime later in the future. Abhinay, have you got an answer? Gupta ji, have you got an answer? Others, have you got an answer? Sitting with the question.
Yes. Yeah.
What is the answer? Have you took the action, Gupta ji?
Yeah. I've taken the action. Yes.
Wonderful.
It is
Kiran,
on
have
my
you took
mind.
the action? Okay. Okay. After the action, how are you feeling right now? Just check with yourself.
Feeling better.
Feeling better?
Relieved.
What is
Relieved.
relieved?
Relief, yeah,
What is the action
relief.
you took, Kiran?
Just drink a water.
Drink water. Gupta ji, what is the action you took?
Don't think about it.
Don't think about it. Abhinay, what is the action you took? Water. Okay, I'll tell you a case study. I'll tell you a few case studies, right? So that you'll understand the power of this exercise. Today, because of time constraints, we'll not be able to go deep into the exercise. We had a retreat in Coimbatore, and we had an adolescent woman, and then her mother came to the retreat. And then on the last day, we do this exercise generally. On the last day, I asked this question: what is the one simple inspired action you can take around your pain? Then the mother wanted to have a conversation with me. She said, I wanted to help my brother. That is the pain she was sharing. She was feeling bothered because she was not able to help the brother who is having financial struggles. And she wanted to help the brother, but she was thinking for the last 10 years. She wanted to connect to all her brothers and sisters, accumulate a fund, and then give it to the brother. But she was only thinking for the past 10 years, but not taking action. Then I asked her, then she told that I'm going to go back to my native, which is Tenkasi, and then take this action after retreat. Then I said, don't do that. Take action right now. What is the one simple inspired action you can take right now? Then she said, I don't know. Then I asked her, no, you can do. What is the one simple inspired action you can take right now? Then she said, okay, I'll talk to my mother. Then I asked, okay, she was having this fear, whether the mother might reject her proposal of helping the brother. Because of that, she never spoke about it with the mother, right? Then I asked her to call her immediately. Then she picked the phone, and then called the mother. The mother immediately agreed. The mother said, I was also thinking the same thing for the last 10 years. Then she felt so relieved. Then the mother said, let me take over, let me coordinate all the brothers and sisters, and then let me create a fund and then give it to the brother. It is one simple idea which has become a baggage for 10 years. And then this person was suffering with that baggage for so many years without taking action. It is action from within, but there is a lot of fear of judgment, fear of failure. Because of that, she was not acting on it. And she felt so relieved like a baby. She was around 55 years. After this one action, 2 minutes action, she felt so relieved, and she was able to sleep well at that particular day. And a major chunk of problem got solved in 2 minutes. So I'm just sharing one case study. There were hundreds of case study around this, right? I can share later more on this. But what I'm asking is, go back to after this event, try to practice this, feel the pain for some time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, fully feel it, don't think, feel it. Then ask yourself, what is the one simple inspired action you can take right now? It can be sipping water, it can be walking, it can be cleaning a room, it can be anything, right? Whatever answer comes to you, just take that action without questioning, without stopping yourself. And keep doing this again and again and again. When you keep doing this, you feel so much connected within yourself. Your mind is telling you something, your soul is telling you something, and then you're acting upon that without asking, without stopping you. You feel so fulfilled, so relieved, like how Guptaji shared, so complete after taking that action. Right? Did you understood the exercise, Kiran, Anu?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
this is a
Thank you so
good
much.
This
exercise.
is better. Yeah,
What,
it's a
what
good
I want
one.
to add here is, I have to go in a minute. So if you can give your contact to the audience here,
Okay.
so
Okay.
if they want to understand more or maybe connect with you and maybe take a professional advice or
Yes.
consultation,
Thank you, Guptaji, for
what
reminding.
is the best
So I've
way to
shared
do it?
my mobile number. I've shared my email ID. I've shared my Instagram. This thing. Do follow me in Instagram, and then get me. I will not be able to pick up calls immediately. You can drop me a WhatsApp message. You can drop me an email in Vaagai Life. Vaagai Life is Vaagai.
Where did you share
Yes,
it in a common
in
group
the
or
chat. Oh, I'm
I didn't
sorry.
get?
I'm sorry. I shared it in with Dr. Shan personally. I'm sorry. So I shared it to everyone
Yeah,
now.
Yeah,
got
see
it.
it now. Yes, it is
Yes.
there
Thank
now.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
thank
Well,
you.
Vaagai
Mr.
Life.
Theo,
Theo had
Theo,
a
you
question.
want
Yes,
to
Theo.
add?
Yes, Theo.
Yeah.
Yes, Theo.
I don't know
We
if you
don't
can
see you,
help.
Theo. Theo, we don't see you. Your camera is not on.
Oh my God. Let me see if I can turn this on for now. Oh,
Yes.
I got to turn on my laptop. 1 second.
Yes, yes. Now we can see you, Theo.
Yes.
Oh, let me see. Okay.
Yes.
My question is this. I'm 75 years old. I have
You're
never
35 years old. Yes.
never experienced pain in my entire life.
Wonderful.
I never had a migraine headache in my entire life. So
Wonderful.
trying to think about something and feel a physical pain, I don't know how to do that.
I
Because
understand.
I've never experienced pain in any way,
Yes.
shape, or form at
Yes.
all. So, but
Yes.
the other thing is this, that I think a lot of people suffer physically and emotionally because they think of themselves as a human being.
Yes.
I don't think we are human beings. I think we are 37.2 trillion cells working and functioning as human beings.
Yes.
And if we share with the world that what you're seeing is only a shell, but in reality, you are 37.2 trillion cells.
Wonderful.
Cells don't need food. Cell needs energy to function. And whatever we eat, whatever we do, we need to nourish those cells. And I
Yes.
think if we move away from the physical human physique and focus on the cells that make us up, I think
Wonderful.
people will better understand and able to treat them a lot differently
Yes.
than we are doing now.
Yes.
That's just my philosophy.
Yes.
That we need to
That is
focus
my
on
philosophy as well, Theo. Thank you for reflecting. I just shared it with Kiran that I don't use the 7 pillars as a primary idea to work with people. Instead, I work with people by transitioning from capital I, which is the ego self, to the subtle. I help them to make their ego subtle. So the identity becomes subtle. That is where they start releasing the pain. There is no pain actually. It is more about the way you perceive life, the way you identify yourself. That is what is creating all the challenges. The more you are relaxed, the more your body can relax without trying to prove yourself, without trying to do something with this identity. Then your body is relaxed enough, your mind is relaxed enough, your homeostasis can be performed, can can be in optimal state. It doesn't need any tweaking, any further tweaking. Like eat this diet, eat this practices, all those things is not required because you're already in a very fully functional homeostasis. Your body is coming back to normalcy and it has very less wear and tear, right? The more we carry that capital I identity, I have to do this, I have to prove myself, I have to wear this particular dress, then what happens is you develop a lot of fear and tear. That is where the pain comes. You're nothing. You're simply nothing. You're like, what is the amount of cells you told, right? 37 million cells. You're only that, or even you're not even those cells. You are even lesser than that, right? So the more you're subtle in your
Yeah.
identity, the pain gets dissolved from your
Can I ask a question
being.
though? Is it pain or more challenge? Because the pain feel like something painful that hurts. But when you say challenge, I can identify with that there are challenges in life and project that we never suffer.
Yes.
When you mention pain,
Yes.
it's like getting cut with a knife or feeling
Yes,
hurt
yes.
inside and so forth. So I think that challenge and project that you never accomplished, so more
Yes.
like something that I
Yes.
can deal with.
So for me, pain and challenge is one, Theo. When I talk about pain, I'm not talking about the physical pain. I'm actually talking about the challenges in the body, in the mind, in the life, in the relationship, in the finance, in whatever it is, in the world, whatever you are pursuing as a challenge, that can get converted into physical pain sometimes. So I created a very generic framework where you can navigate all your pains and challenges from one perspective. It is not two different things. A challenge in the body is physical pain. A pain in life is a challenge. So that is how I perceive it as. For me, it is one and the same, Theo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So we'll wrap up, I think. See, the very good conclusion as you came up with the right conclusion that the pain, because pain, as you see, is already there when we are come out of our mother's womb. That's the first thing, So when we talk about when we are hungry, hunger is a pain. Hunger is the first pain, right? Hunger is what? Something your requirement. There's a challenge,
Yes, something looking for your attention. Yes.
You're looking for something. And
Yes.
when we fulfill that hunger, we feel satisfied. The pain has been relieved. So I think the consciousness is designed in such a way that these are normal things. So what we call as pain is not really a pain. That is where we have to solve. That's life. Because if hunger doesn't exist, say if you remove hunger, there's no life, doesn't exist. Think about it, right? When we stop just hunger, everything stops. There's no need stomach, so there is no need for bathroom, there's no need for kitchen, there's no need for job. So you will stop not doing anything. So there's no life. Life doesn't run. So the nature designed that hunger. So you will feel that when you eat something, so should we have gratitude to God or curse God? So think about it, right? You only gave me the Pichai Patra Mendi and then Ayana, Ramana Maharishi kind of the song. Pichai Patra calls this is a Pichai Patra. Pichai Patra means it's a beggar. This body is a beggar. We request, I want this, every time. So who created this Pichai Patra? The begging bowl, right? So that is created by the consciousness itself, right? And therefore, in order to fulfill this, that's what is life. And if it doesn't exist, there's no life because we become nothing, right? When we become nothing, we cannot see life. So because we have to, where there is a hill, there is a valley. So that's what we are looking at. So it's a very wonderful session. So people, I think they learned a lot today in this session about pain. And I think hopefully they
pain
will
is just a guiding light.
Right.
It is a friend and a guiding light. It is not an enemy. I just want to conclude with the statement. If you can perceive it as a guiding light, you definitely start moving towards health and well-being. Thank you so much, Dr. Shan.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. And next week, every week we have a session. So please join us for the next week. We have a yoga teacher who will be giving a session. After that, we have Dr. Ekta Gupta from Ayurvedic perspective. We have at least 4 speakers lined up. So please make use of this. Everybody talks from different perspective on different subjects. All will be on ancient science and technology. All of you join us the same time, same link. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shan, sir.
Thank you.